These are the plaintiffs, Amanda Handley and Mario Carranza. They say they rented a death trap house from the defendant, and after being there for only a few weeks, Mario became very ill. He couldn't breathe or swallow, was hospitalized, and they decided to cut their losses and move out. The stubborn defendants refused to return their security deposit, and that's simply not fair. So they're suing for $1,281.78, the amount they're owed. These are the defendants, Kathy and Douglas Cowan. They say they were informed one night the carpets in the house were making Mario very ill, and he was in the hospital. They offered to clean them, even said they'd replace them, but nothing would make them happy. They think this is nothing more than an excuse to terminate their lease early. They're accused of holding on to what they think is theirs.
Thank you, Douglas. Amanda Handley.
Yes.
And Mario Carranza. You are suing Kathy and Douglas Cowan for $1,281.78, the return of a security deposit, plus some expenses that you had as a result of moving into their apartment that you say caused you severe bronchial problems. Okay, yes. Tell me what happened.
Okay, on February 15th, 2008, me and Mario and our daughter were driving around.
How old's your daughter?
She was 3 at the time. And we were driving around in a neighborhood we were maybe wanting to move into, and we saw a house that was for rent. And currently, Doug was cleaning the house with his son, I believe, and they saw us slow down and invited us in to come in and take a look. We took a look at the house, and we immediately fell in love with it. We really liked it, and decided to meet up the following Monday to go over the lease and pay the security deposit. Okay. And we moved in, and we started smelling distinct smell of wet dog.
Wet dog?
Yes.
Okay.
And so...
And that's not a cologne?
No. So
okay.
After 2 weeks and then 3 weeks, we became really sick. We were coughing, and our throats was hurting, and we thought that it was the smell in the house, because the smell was not going away no matter how much we aired it out. On March 21st was a Friday. Mario decided to sleep in the garage with the door open inside the car to see if he could breathe better, because he was having trouble breathing. And so that Saturday, the Saturday after, he was still sick. I was getting sick too, and he decided to sleep at his father's house where we used to live. And on the way there, he couldn't swallow his drink, so he decided to go to the emergency room because he couldn't swallow. And the doctor said they had an upper respiratory infection after taking x-rays. That night...
Do you have the medical records?
Yes. That Saturday, my daughter stayed at my mom's house because I didn't want her there. That night, I decided to stay in the front room because I thought maybe it was just the main bedroom where the dogs probably were most of the time in the living room. The front room, I got more sick, so on Easter Sunday, I ended up going to the hospital as well. And I was diagnosed with bronchitis.
Do you have the medical records for that?
Yes.
Okay, when did she first, or he first, bring up to your attention that there was an issue with this?
On the 22nd of March, I got a phone call in the morning from Amanda just asking me to call. When I called back, Mario had answered the phone, and he said that he was ill and that he thought that perhaps something in the house was making him ill, and he thought it could be the carpets.
Well, according to them, the carpet stinks too. Were there dogs in the prior?
There was, but our for rent sign said pets okay, and there was a mattress that we had pulled to the curbside the day that they moved in, and they said to my son.
Why had you pulled it to the curbside?
Because the previous renter had left it there, and we wouldn't give some used mattress to anybody anyway. And they asked us for that mattress. And we told them that we didn't think they should take the mattress because it was really filthy, and they said, we don't have anything, so we'd like to clean that mattress and use it. And we said, well, you know, that's up to you.
Can't really clean them. Okay, in any event, so they take the mattress.
So if the house smelled like dog and they were using that mattress.
Did you use the mattress?
No, we didn't.
No, it stayed in the garage.
We took a look at it, and it was disgusting, so we just kept it in the garage.
We never
We're
actually.
Did you ever go back and see the mattress being used?
The mattress was, well, when I went in there to try to appease them and measure for carpet to change it, there was a full-size mattress laying on the floor in the master bedroom. It had bed coverings writings on it, so I couldn't see if it was the same one, and I never went into the garage that day. I went out on the porch, and Mario said, Amanda and I had agreed that the carpet would be changed, and I thought we were done, you know, with it. And then Mario said to me, look, he said, you need to pay me for lost wages. And I said, lost wages? And he said, yes, I teach kids music lessons in this house. And I said, well, it's not a place of business, and the lease says that you can't use it as a place of business. And he said, well, Mr. Cowan told me that I could teach children music in the house.
That'll teach you. Did you ask for lost wages?
I've mentioned it, but the thing is that I didn't ask for it, and then also another
way to make friends and influence people.
Oh yeah,
the lady's going to replace your carpets,
I
you know, which you feel she has to do, and whatever it's happening, it's working. And then you say, by the way, I'd like to hit you up for lost wages too.
No, I didn't really say that. I just mentioned.
How did you say? No, don't interrupt. How did you say it?
Oh yeah, what I mentioned was that I wasn't able to teach my students like I usually do. Because I actually had to teach with the windows open because the smell was kind of gnarly.
Okay. So then what happens when he asks you for lost wages? What do you?
Yes, and then like I was really frustrated. I said no. I said, you know, I don't even have to change the carpet. There was nothing wrong with the carpet, Your Honor. I mean, the people who live
what
in the
is supposed
house.
to happen? They both have medical records that they had bronchitis at the time.
Well, the medical record, if you look at it, says that Mario, who went to the doctor first, had a viral infection, which is transmitted through. I had looked it up on MayoClinic.com. It's transmitted through contact with other people. He taught children music lessons. I'm assuming that he perhaps caught something from somebody.
Do you have any proof, by the way, that the place has mold or something else? Did you get it tested?
I'm sorry, go.
The last day we were able to have a health inspector. He was there with his mother, and she had wrote a paper to be as a witness for that, and my daughter was there with Kathy. They weren't able to see any exact mold, but they did say that there was a smell of wet dog. Something about a musty smell.
Do you have that in writing, that they said there was a musty smell and wet dog and, or, you know, I assume the
actual
words wet dog
report,
weren't used, but something like that?
The actual report doesn't really say anything, but I did have his mother.
You were waving a piece of paper. Does the actual report say anything?
Yes.
Let me see the actual report. Hand it to Douglas, please. Now, what is the discussion when he asks you for lost wages? What do you say to him?
I said absolutely not. I said
And then what else do you say?
Then I said to them, as I was leaving, I said, look, if you guys decide you cannot live in this house, perhaps you should move. You let me know what you would like to do, and we would release you at that point from the remaining months of rent, but we're not going to give you any money back that you've already given us. We had somebody else that was going to rent the house.
Now, just a second. Do you agree that that's how the discussion went?
No.
Does it make sense that Mario could only have gotten this from the apartment?
It's impossible because he's in school all the time, kids get contagious, I mean...
So you don't know how to trace it?
Right, exactly.
I agree. He could have got it from anywhere.
Well, particularly since he's a school teacher, right?
The kids probably have it, and everybody's passing things around at school all the time.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
How do you say the discussion went?
While she was measuring, we were asking, well, if this is going to take a long time, are we going to have to pay for this whole time that we can't live there? And she said, absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with the house. And I said, well, what is that smell in the house? And she just looked at me and said, what smell? And I have neighbors that go and just...
Yeah, we called the neighbors in
just to smell it, and they're like, I'm not even walking in there.
Yeah.
And according to the inspector, the house is vacant, tenant moving out, found no violations, no smell of mold, mildew, no water leaks or damp, wet carpets. Tenant signed consent to inspect, no violations. She's requesting a copy of the report. It doesn't say what your mom says in her. I mean, it's nice that you brought a note from your mom, but the inspector doesn't say what you're saying.
Support.
All right, what I'm concerned about is this, okay? You sent them a letter.
Correct.
On March 24th, saying we find it necessary to document the happenings of the last few days. And it's a single-space type 3-page letter.
Right.
But there's a part I want to ask you about. Doug called and Amanda answered the phone, and he informed her that we were asking them to move out. This is not, so if you so choose to move out, then let me know so I don't fix your carpets. This is, he informed him to move out. And she says, but we don't want to. Okay.
Correct.
All we want is for the carpet to be replaced. Then you talked to her on Monday morning. According to you, she says that changing 2 carpets is fine. And then that's when everything goes to pot, because he tries to hit up the landlord for the lost wages. Well, I mean, the problem we're going to have now is a swearing match between you two about who asked who to leave. According to you guys, they asked you to leave.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
We have a paper as well, what we wrote a list of events.
I know. This is everybody just talking what you're talking right here, okay? But the only time it's important to me is if there's something in it that contradicts what you're saying in court, and that's why I'm concerned about this. Because what it says here, we told her we're asking them to move out. Doug called Amanda. Amanda answered the phone. He informed her we were asking them to move out. And she said, wait, I don't want to move out. Then you go over there to measure the carpet replacement, and then he brings up the lost wages thing. You know, and my concern is if the agreement is not okay, everybody just goes their own way. If the agreement is we keep $1,200, that really should be in writing before you let them out. And what happens instead? Well, that's no good, is it? Because what happens instead is you meet them there on the day they're vacating. They won't sign your paper, right? Did you have a paper for them to sign?
We forgot it, but it was basically just saying what happened and saying we request our deposit to be
Okay, so you
delivered.
have a paper for them to sign and they won't sign it, right?
That's correct.
Correct.
Is the place rented? How long did it take to get rented?
2 months.
Why did it take 2 months if everything was perfect?
Well, it wasn't perfect. The house wasn't perfect when they left.
After they left, they trashed the house.
Do you have proof that they trashed the house?
Well, my son's not with us, but we cleaned the house. They left dirty dishes in the
Do you have pictures of the
kitchen,
trashed house?
and we do
Nope.
not. They left a lot of garbage in the garage.
Do you have pictures of the garbage?
We do not.
Okay. Are you new landlords?
No.
We are.
No, we've
You
done
just
this for
landlords who
several
never
We
had
are
a problem?
more what you consider compassionate landlords. We are not trying to be hard-nosed
I know, but
about
at this
anything.
point, you know that they've called an inspector on you. There's no compassion at this point. There's just, I can't believe they're doing this. At this point, according to you, they're breaking a lease. At this point, it's not a matter of compassion, it's a matter of protection. I mean, you have a big red flag that you're going to have litigation.
Right.
All right. You have a lawsuit for the $1,200 of the security deposit for the reasons that I've discussed, because, you know, the contingency you're talking about cannot be proven, that it was agreed to before they're moving out as opposed to after. Afterwards, if you say, oh, by the way, I'm not giving you a security deposit, then that doesn't affect it. You have to be able to prove that that this contingency was there beforehand, and that you didn't just say, all right, you know what, you guys really, I think you should get out, and that they thought they were going to get their security deposit back. Because of the fact that you have come completely devoid of any proof of damages to the actual place, you can't keep any of the security deposit for damages because you don't have any proof of damages. As for all this other stuff that you're suing for, you're not going to get that. Because as we stand here today, you need to understand that the reason I'm ruling on this is not because I think they had a sick house, because you've been completely unable to prove that, but because of the fact that I've discussed already, that the circumstances on the mutual breaking of this lease, all right, are fuzzy enough where you're going to end up getting the benefit of the doubt on this, all right? But you're not going to get all this other money that you spent on prescriptions or medicine or anything else, or lost wages, which you had the good sense not to bring up in this lawsuit, or any other such thing, because you can't prove it. You have come here completely devoid of proof that, in fact, that's what caused your problem and not that you just caught something, okay? That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
We'll see what the plaintiffs have to say coming out here. What do you have to say about the judge's verdict here?
I'm happy. At least we got our security deposit back. Next time we'll just make sure we have more physical proof. It was really hard to prove that the house was sick, but we tried, you know, getting the health inspector to come by.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling great right now.
Feeling good?
Yeah, you got to meet the judge. She's wonderful.
How about you? How are you feeling right now?
Good.
And the new place?
Oh,
Oh,
it's
yeah, it's
wonderful.
fantastic.
We
Yeah.
love our landlords.
Couldn't be happier.
Good. All right. Right down that way, and let's. All right. Thanks a lot. All right. Come on in here. Step in next to me. How about the way that came out?
Well, Amanda did all the talking, and she was the one the whole time. Mario was always, you know, a little more agreeable, and I just feel like she kept trying to make him stop
Let's hear from
talking.
him. Get one. You got the last word.
Yeah.
Okay, my last word is I think that your judgment was unfair. I think that we should have kept the security deposit. But we've learned a lesson, and from this point forward, we will document everything.
Always lesson number one in the people's court. Harvey?
Real quick, if you move out early, you should document exactly what happens to the security. Document it with your landlord. And that will do it for this case, litigants. For the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.